Hello friends, in this lecture we will study the next electronic instrument, that is DC power supply. Now the learning outcomes. Now after studying this topic or after studying DC power supply, students will be able to understand what is AC DC power supply, means how to convert our AC signal into DC signal. Then the block diagram of the power supply. Then which are the different advantages and applications of the DC power supply. Now what is AC to DC power supply? As we know, all the electronic circuit needs a DC voltage for their operation, and the DC supply voltage is derived from the single phase AC main supply. And for this purpose, we have to use the regulated power supply. Now, if we consider the example of your mobile charger, then to charge our mobile, we require the mobile charger, and the output of our mobile charger is 5 volt DC, but the supply from our electricity board is 230 volt AC. So to convert these 230 volt AC into 5 volt DC, we will require several electronic components, and that the combination of the several electronic component is nothing but what? The DC regulated power supply. Means conversion of 230 volt AC into 5 volt DC, it is nothing but what? DC regulated power supply. In this way, all the electronic circuit needs the DC voltage for their operation. Now in this lecture we will cover how to convert this AC signal into DC signal. Now to convert our AC signal into DC signal, let's see the block diagram of AC DC power supply. Now first of all, the AC signal. AC means alternating current of the amplitude which is equals to 230 volt and 50 hertz. Now this signal is from the electricity board. Now our objective for this block diagram is to convert our 230 volt 50 hertz into 5 volt or the DC signal. Now first of all, input is from the electricity board. As at the output we require the minimum voltage as compared to our input voltage, that's why we will require the next block, that is transformer. Again, our transformers are divided into two types, that is step up transformer and step down transformer. But in DC power supply or in the block diagram of AC to DC power supply, our objective is to minimize the supply from your electricity board. That's why here we will require the step down transformer. So the AC mains voltage is applied to the step down transformer, and step down transformer reduces the amplitude of the AC voltage, and then it is applied to the rectifier. Now the output, now if you observe the first waveform, now first waveform indicates the input from your electricity board, it is equals to 230 volt and 50 hertz. Then if you observe the output of your the transformer, then you will observe the amplitude is minimized, but your AC signal is remains constant. Means AC voltage at the output of your transformer, you are getting AC voltage, but only the amplitude is minimized. So as amplitude is minimized, so from this point what is our objective is to convert this AC signal into DC signal. Now to convert this AC signal into DC signal, we will require the rectifier, and we already studied the operation of our rectifier circuits in unit number 1. Now if you think about the rectifiers, then our rectifiers are basically divided into three types, that is half wave rectifier, then next one is your full wave rectifier with center tap type of transformer, and last one is your bridge rectifier. But if we compare all the parameters of all the rectifiers, then our conclusion is that the bridge rectifier is suitable for our power supply design, or the bridge rectifier is suitable to convert our AC signal into DC signal, because the bridge rectifier is having some advantages over the other types of rectifiers. That is, first one is the high efficiency, then second one is the low ripple factor, then third one is the low peak inverse voltage. Now due to this parameter, we always prefer to use our bridge rectifier circuit for our power supply design. Now if you observe the third waveform, now third waveform indicates the output of your rectifier. As we know the working of our bridge rectifier, for bridge rectifier, for first positive half cycle, two diodes will be in forward bias conditions, and remaining two diodes are in reverse bias condition. So at the output we are getting positive half cycle. Similarly for next negative half cycle, when the diodes which are in off state, that will be is in on state, and the diodes which are in on state, that will be is in off state. Now in this way, for next negative half cycle also we will get the positive half cycle. Now in this way we are getting some rectified output at the output of our rectifier. Now if you observe the output of your rectifier, then we are getting the pulsating type of signal. Now pulsating, now what is meant by pulsating? Actually the output of your rectifier should be the DC signal, but the output of your rectifier contains some AC signal also. That's why the output of your rectifier is nothing but the combination of your AC signal as well as DC signal. That's why the output of your rectifier is called as a pulsating DC. Now our objective is to convert this pulsating DC signal into regulated DC, or to remove the pulse, or to remove the AC signal from the output of your rectifier. Now to remove the AC signal, or to remove the AC pulses from your output of your rectifier, we will require the filter circuit. Now what is filter? Filter is nothing but what? It is basically used to remove the AC components, and we can use C type, that is capacitor filter, or inductive filter, or LC type or CLC type of filter to remove the pulse from the output of your rectifier. Now if you observe the fourth waveform, then that indicates the output of your filter. It is pure DC, but it is unregulated. So our next objective is to convert our unregulated power supply into regulated power supply. Now how to convert this unregulated power supply into regulated power supply? First of all, you can use your regulator. Now which are the different types of regulators are available? First, you can use your Zener diode as a voltage regulator. Then you can use your 3-pin ICs, that is 7-8 series and 7-9 series ICs to convert our unregulated power supply into regulated power supply. Now if you observe at the output of your rectifier, you are getting regulated smooth DC supply, that indicates, and this DC supply is applied to the load. Now in this way we can convert our 230 volt AC signal into 5 volt, or that depends how much at the output we will require the voltage. Now in this way we can convert our AC signal into DC signal by using the 4 blocks, that is transformer, then rectifier, then filter, and the regulator. Now let's take overview of your transformer. First of all, a transformer is commonly used to step down the AC voltage to a lower level. Now if you observe the first picture, that indicates the symbolic representation of the step down transformer. Now as here total number of secondary windings are less than that of your primary winding, that's why this is step down type of transformer. For example, a transformer with the turns ratio of 10:1 and would convert the 240 volt 50 hertz input sine wave into 24 volt sine wave, means 240 by 10 means output will be equals to 24 volt. So the low voltage AC output is suitable for the lamps, heaters, and the special AC motors. Now if you observe the second picture, then you will observe the first waveform, that is blue color waveform, indicates the input from your electricity board with the maximum amplitude, and the second waveform, that is the orange color waveform, that indicates the output of your step down transformer. Now if you observe the amplitude of your blue color waveform and the orange color waveform, then you will observe the amplitude of your orange color waveform is minimized by using your step down type of transformer. Now the second combination is transformer plus rectifier. Now first step down transformer, and second the bridge rectifier. Why bridge rectifier? Because total number of 4 diodes, and as we know, rectifier is basically used to convert our AC signal into DC signal. So for first positive half cycle, your diode means 2 diodes will be in on condition, and for next negative half cycle, remaining 2 diodes will be in on condition, and the output of your rectifier will be pulsating DC, means some AC components are present at the output of your rectifier. Now let's see the waveform of the transformer plus rectifier. Now first waveform indicates the output of your half wave rectifier. Now if suppose in power supply designing you are using half wave rectifier, then you will observe for first positive half cycle, your diode is in on state, but for next negative half cycle, your diode is in off state. And this waveform indicated by using your orange waveform, and blue waveform is the output of your transformer. Similarly, if you observe the output of your bridge rectifier, then you will observe, please observe the second picture. In second picture, your diodes are conducting for both the cycles. Now blue color indicates the output of your transformer, while the orange color indicates the output of your rectifier. Now if you observe, for both the cycles, that is for positive half cycle also and for negative half cycle also, your diode is conducting, means you are getting output for both the cycles for the bridge rectifier. That's why bridge rectifier is most suitable in power supply design. Now the next combination, that is transformer plus rectifier plus filter. As the output of your rectifier circuit is the pulsating DC, means some AC components are present at the output of your rectifier. That's why to remove that AC components, we will require the filter. Now here the capacitor is used as an filter. Now which type of capacitor? Now this type of capacitor is nothing but what? Electrolytic capacitor. Now by using capacitor, your output will be pure DC, but it is unregulated. Now let's see the waveform of the transformer plus rectifier plus filter. Now first picture indicates the output of your rectifier, that is it is conducting for both the cycles, means you are getting output for positive half cycle also and for negative half cycle also. And if you observe the second picture, then you will observe the blue color waveform indicates the output of your rectifier, while the orange color waveform indicates the output of your filter. Now AC components are removed by using your capacitor filter, and you are getting the pure DC but unregulated output of the filter. Now the output of your filter is pure DC but it is unregulated. That's why we will require the another block, that is regulator. So this indicates the combination of your transformer plus rectifier plus filter plus regulator. Now you will observe the final circuitry, that is by using the regulator. Now here the 3-pin regulator IC is used, that is 7/8 series, means output of your 7/8 series will be positive and output of your 7/9 series will be negative. Now by using this IC, your output will be regulated and pure DC. Now let's see the waveform of the regulator. Now second picture indicates the output waveform of the regulator. Now here the blue color waveform indicates the output of your filter, while orange color waveform indicates the output of your regulator. Now if you observe the straight line, that indicates it is regulated DC voltage. And this is how to convert our AC signal into DC signal by using transformer, rectifier, filter and the regulator. Now, which are the different advantages and disadvantages of DC regulated power supply? First advantage, it is easy to design. Then low ripple and noise, as we are using a, bridge type of rectifier, so the ripple factor is very low, means AC components are present are very low. Then the third advantage is no EMI, that is no electromagnetic interference. These are the various advantages of the DC regulated power supply. Then the disadvantages, large heat sink is required, and second, the cost is more for high current applications. Means if our requirement is that at the output we require the more current, so to design our high current application, the cost of the circuit will be higher. Now which are the different applications of DC regulated power supply? First, we can use our DC regulated power supply as a phone adapter or our phone charger. Then next, the regulated power supplies in appliances. Then various amplifiers and oscillators. Now these are the various applications of the DC regulated power supply. Thank you.